To talk a little more about what this building means to the undergraduate student body, I'm pleased to introduce you to alumnus Nicholas Zeeb. Nick was the VP Finance for the Undergraduate Engineering Society during his last 2 years here at Western, and he was instrumental in getting feedback from students on what they wanted and needed in a new building. Nick has a civil engineering degree and an Ivy HBA from 2016, and he's a structural designer for Intuitive in Toronto. And I'm delighted he's here to celebrate with us. Please join me in welcoming Nick.
Morning, everyone. As Andy said, my name is Nicholas Zeeb, and I was the Vice President of Finance for the Undergraduate Engineering Society between 2014 and 2016. I can't tell you how excited I am that I get to speak with you here today, not only as an alumnus, but also in this new building. It was about 3 years ago that we at the UES learned that the faculty was planning to build a new building, a lot of it for undergraduate engineering students. And undergraduate students were really aching for more space, so we thought that those students should really get a say in what might go into the new building. Who better to organize a unified request to the faculty than those students elected to represent them at the UES? It was lucky for us that in 2015, engineers and millennials still had a firm faith in democracy. Or at least in student government. I'm surprised that joke went so well with the number of politicians in the room. So we proposed that we were going to send out a survey to all the undergraduate students, and we were going to blast out that survey via all the traditional methods: Facebook, posters, UES representatives, and the faculty's dependable but too long didn't read weekly emails. Further to that, we kept track on which years and disciplines were responding most to the survey as the results came in. And then for years and disciplines that were lower than the average response rate, I'm unashamed to admit that we then guilted the appropriate class representatives to do whatever was necessary to make sure their classes filled out the survey. I have to give a quick shout out to Integrated Engineering, who within just a few days had a near 100% response rate. By survey end, we had a 51% response rate, or 1,067 students. I still remember the look of shock and awe from many members of the faculty when I gave them the results. Apparently, that kind of response rate is unheard of, and we are expected to maybe get around 20%. These numbers put quite a bit of weight on the faculty because the engineers had finally banded together to ask for what they believed they needed to succeed in their education. And I'm happy to announce that not only did the faculty listen to the undergraduate students, but boy, did they follow through. This building is a crowning achievement on so many levels. I could go on and on about how many things that they listened to us from that survey, but just to give a few examples, 73% of students wanted private study space in the new building. We now have 8 meeting and project rooms available for student booking. Public study space was few and hard to come by, with 88% of respondents wanting additional workspaces with more plugs. There are now dozens of seats in that massive hallway on every single level, with more than enough plugs for the 1 or 2 or 7 devices that we all keep on our person now. And the US Lounge was always overbooked. This new open concept space on the second floor will provide a modern and relaxing area for engineers to catch up with their classmates. Further to that, the UES was so impressed with how much the faculty was listening to them that they invested in the new building directly, and they have a wing in the new lounge with their name on it. Needless to say, Western Engineering really knocked this one out of the park. I'm so impressed that if I had the time, I would personally thank and shake the hand of every person who was involved in this building, but I know I'm already over time, so I'm going to keep it brief. I do want to thank the faculty collectively for taking the time out to hear what we had to say and knocking it out of the park. It was absolutely fantastic. But the person that deserves a massive thank you is Dr. Andy Harimak for having the vision for this new building. Without a doubt, it would not be here without you, and what a great gift for you to leave behind as you move on to your new role. Congratulations in your new position as Provost and Vice President Academic. You'll be missed here at Engineering. Oh, I got one more thing. Almost done. Now, there's tons of other people that deserve a thanks, but I do want to give one final shout out before I go. I want to say thank you to the students that spoke up. I know that surveys at times can seem a little pointless, and student government can kind of seem unproductive. But this time, we all banded together, we spoke with one voice, and this was the result. So keep electing representatives who will vouch for you when the time comes, and don't be afraid to speak up when your name is called. Let this building be a testament to that. Thank you.